any problems for you, does it, Carpet?
We're live, by the way.
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay, good.
All right. So to recap, the group, I'll do a general just overview of what all has happened. You guys went to Blood Cove to start working for the Julisark Corporation. You traveled, or you did some small adventures there. You then traveled upriver to Fort Brackett, where you completed the initial contract with the Julisark Corporation. You looked around for a little bit of work there. You ran into an individual known as Littlefoot. You met up with, or your group met up with one Joe, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Joe Thompson. And he informed Pedro where some of her missing clan mates went. A lot of you came up with a plan to ask from the primary clan assistance in assaulting the fort, and also to help Littlefoot, the alchemist Littlefoot, find something that she was after. While you all were doing that, Joe Thompson went back to Blood Cove to recruit their quite a few of their compatriots, because they were tracking dealings from the Aspis Consortium, and found that these dealings dealt with the same particular fort that you guys want to assault. After the time has elapsed, you are under the understanding that Joe Thompson is bringing a group to Fort Brackett, and you have convinced the primary clan to also assist in the assault. The assault should begin in 2 weeks. But you guys are going to have to, obviously, it's about a week's travel from the fort. So you guys are heading back to the fort. In fact, just got back to the fort. And you have very little time to make any additional preparations, but you do have a little bit of time before heading off toward the fort. Is there any questions about, like, happenings and stuff?
Where is Littlefoot now?
Littlefoot is assaulting the fort with the primary clan Muktal, right?
Okay.
Everyone, or was that yours?
I'm sorry?
Muktal is the main clan. Mine is Mukana.
Yeah, Mukana. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Muktal is the main clan.
So the main reason we're assaulting is because they have members of your clan, Chris.
Oh, that's the main reason I'm going. Joe's going because, they're fucking with business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They've just been, they terrorized us on the river.
So
Well, you weren't there. For
there
that,
are
but
multiple
still.
reasons to do this, but
At the end of the day, the reasons all converge on one thing. Fuck those monkeys.
my logic is here's where my brain is starting. We have two forces already that are going to be attacking this. We don't necessarily know how big of a force Joe Thompson's bringing back, but considering the hatred between lizard folk and the monkey people, the primary clan is probably not going to be bringing an insignificant force. They're probably going to come in notable
Are you
numbers.
saying we don't need to actually join the fight ourselves?
I say we should focus on pulling those hostages out before they are killed in a panic. Because if they're
Wasn't
under
that
attack,
the
hostages
plan?
become liabilities.
I mean, they're probably more prisoners than hostages.
I
Right. I just don't want them
vaguely
executing them
remember
before we
this
get to
being
them.
the
Like, that's my logic, is I'm worried that they might
I remember-
execute them before we get there.
Go ahead, Harry.
because I do remember like this being the plan. Like Joe was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna fucking bring some massive forces, and some people can go in and swoop and get the prisoners out quickly in the commotion."
Yeah, I hadn't realized we had already agreed on that, but yeah, that's what my thought process is. Once they're out, absolutely go ham on these fucking monkeys.
All right. Well, at the very least, we need to coordinate with the people that.
Yeah, we need to
have the
figure
forces.
out what Joe Thompson is bringing back, so we get an accurate understanding of how we need to coordinate.
Do we have methods of communication with him, just like other than face to face?
I mean, his
I
boat.
feel like that's
When you guys get back to Bracket, there are 3 ships, and you recognize one of them.
He's back.
as
Is
Uh,
Unamed here?
no. Unamed is not here.
Oh, so
Uh,
not
Roll me perception or knowledge local, whichever you prefer.
Well, that's a -1 or a +5. I wonder.
Woo!
Give everyone an opportunity to do this.
Oh, yeah. What did you say? It's either
Knowledge local or perception.
That's not my buttons.
it's either a
Oh.
3 or a 1.
Yeah.
Or well,
or
actually,
a
it's
0 in
max
my case.
10
Oh, I net
or
20
max
to knowledge local.
10.
Knowledge local or
Oh,
what?
now I get a
Perception.
good roll. Okay.
Too many
No
people are
chance of
talking.
Okay. Knowledge local or perception.
Okay, I couldn't hear the last one. Thank you.
No problem.
Oh god,
in
Susie
American
back
Great
again
Britain,
with the
because that's
crazy
the trait,
rolls.
you can never get higher than a 10.
Right. I don't have knowledge local or perception trained. I can't get higher than a 10 on either,
Ah,
No, you can get higher than a non-perception. It doesn't.
even though it's not trained.
Correct. There's only a handful of skills that you need to be trained in order to get above a 10.
Wait,
Well, the other
hang
thing
on.
is
perception.
Oh.
God damn it! This always happens. So sense motive, perception, or knowledge local, or did I get one that wasn't
Not sense motive.
okay? Fair enough.
It makes sense that Scraps probably not immediately recognized. The other four here would recognize it, though. You see sailing, very, very familiar ship, the Pirate's Hook.
Wait.
The tavern?
Pirates Hook has a.
The Pirate Hook, for reference, was a beached ship.
Would I know about this?
No, you would not recognize it.
You would probably know it by name.
You would know it by reputation, but not by visual.
Right. So as soon as someone says what it is, which no one said anything.
Right. But it's not like, oh, I don't know what it is. Like, you wouldn't have any connection to it. You don't have any personal connection to it because you were in Blood Cove. You kind of avoided it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you did avoid it. You walked in there and pissed off the owner.
Yeah. Wait. So I would. Well, things have been happening. My memory's fuzzy.
Yeah. You weren't in there more than once, so. And
I
a ship's a ship.
thought, where is my familiars stat block? I need that stat block. Give me a moment.
Anyway,
I'll.
so you see three ships, one of them being the pirate. The other two are flying Wolfen Company.
Hmm.
Oh.
I see we have. I see the help has arrived.
Bola?
Uh-huh.
Bola.
In larger numbers than I would have expected. Surprised they got a ship that big down the river. Granted, I don't know
I
how
mean,
deep the
if-
river
with
is.
all that help, no surprise they were able to keep it down unabated.
So the pirate hook is I assume the pirate hook is the largest of the ships and clearly is shaped like a seafaring vessel.
No, the
Or has it
largest
been
ship,
drastically altered?
the largest ship is one of the Wolfen, and then there's
Oh.
one is a galleon and two are frigates.
So my notes said that the pirate hook was 2 galleons that were on shore.
You are correct. Then yes. The pirate hook is definitely the biggest ship here. There's a galleon and a frigate. Then I forgot.
A
I
galleon,
was
a
looking
frigate.
for my notes and I couldn't find it. I was like, don't think it was bigger than a frigate. But
So we have a
yours says
double
it's a
galleon, a galleon, and a frigate.
Yeah.
Well, considering the ships they brought, even if they were attacked, a minimum crew would have fought them off no problem.
Yeah.
Bola can handle monkeys.
Just from
I have
personal
no doubt
experience.
in my mind of that.
Either way,
So,
I'm still a little surprised that the Pirate's Hook just like beach ship or not. I'm a little surprised it would just up and leave.
you offer them enough money or other motivations. Speaking of, where's Tom?
So you see a large gathering
Or
towards
Joe?
Yes. Joe is with Mobo. And you also see Bola there, sitting kind of in a circle of about 120 men.
Wah! Well, Shidro,
Hmm?
do we have a method of communicating with the other lizard folk?
They'll show.
Okay, sure. All right, we'll just go with that.
When the war party comes, you will not miss it.
I was hoping for a method of communication so we could coordinate, but I guess coordination is on a case-by-case basis.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
It's not like the assault is happening here.
No, that's fair. We didn't establish a meet point, did we? Oh well, we'll figure it out.
I think the meet point is going to be the base.
I'm pretty sure we told them that everyone was going to Fort Brackett.
Yeah.
The war parties are gathering at Muktal, and then they're going straight to the to siege the fortress. They're not assaulting; they're sieging.
Oh, they're
Oh, yeah,
sieging.
makes sense. I mean, it's a whole ass fort, so.
Yeah, they're going to siege it and wait for you guys to get there because they'll probably be.
Moving in a
That
small
was-
group faster.
Actually,
Well,
that
maybe
makes a
they're just-
lot of sense and helps.
I mean, that's what was discussed.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be sieging more than a day or two before you guys get there.
All right.
Anyway,
I want to walk up to the party of 120 men.
yeah, totally fine. They see you approaching. Most of them are kind of roughnecks, just general pirate-ish individuals. They see you and they kind of nod at your approach and move out of the way. You seem to be going. Are you just joining the group? Or are you going to someone in particular?
If Joe Thompson and Bola are near each other, I'd head there. If they're separated, I'd probably go more towards Bola first.
There are 5 people sitting around a table, looking to be talking tactics. Joe, 2 people you don't recognize, Mobo and Bola.
Yeah, I would definitely head to them.
Yeah, I'm heading there.
Okay.
And refresh my memory, who's Mobo? Is he from the Pathfinder Guild?
Kanari Mobo is the leader of the Wolfen.
Right.
I was gonna say, wasn't he the guy who wanted us to
She-
like get something from Paulus?
She's the one who hired you guys to kill an Aspis.
Oh,
Christ.
that's right.
The,
we
the
broke
one,
the
we-
tr-
we
yeah.
named them.
Okay.
the one that we did some extra flair for.
Absolutely. Mobo is covered in jewels and like has rings on every finger. Is in this really nice attire. Big fancy fuck off hat.
Okay.
And
Week 4, I found my
Is
notes.
it- isn't really a pirate anymore, but basically
Close
a
enough.
pirate. She's retired, technically. Anyway, so I'm assuming the group approaches them.
Yes.
Sure.
No reason for us to separate. Imagine.
Waiting on Suzanne so that I know Suzanne's able to speak.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm mostly just along for the ride. I'm trying to remember kind of my character's personality.
I mean, that's kind of her personality, mostly
That's
along for the
true.
ride, unless it involves one of her favorite things.
the
Murder!
only times I've really led the group anywhere is when it involved drugs or hunting.
Alcohol?
Otherwise,
Drugs and
I-
all the
hunting.
drugs.
Sounds like a
I didn't
plan.
I didn't lead the group with drugs. I led myself, or with alcohol. I led myself with alcohol and yell tagged.
So the group approaches the kind of table. There's looks of recognition from Joe and Bola. Bola gets up and gives
Laura, I imagine?
Laura kind of hug, how you doing? It's been a month, but miss your drinking. Joe kind of stands up and comes over to talk to Shizro. So, how'd it go with the
It went quite well with the main tribe. They are sending out emissaries to reach out to the other tribes to gather a war front, and they are going to siege the fort.
All right. We were just discussing what to do. 120 just doesn't seem like quite enough to really break this place, but with all the lizards, you got a very good chance of taking this down.
I am confident we will have the primary might of Muck behind us.
Especially if it's from two fronts, we can divide their attention well enough.
Well, it won't be from two fronts. There's one face to this fort.
Oh, it's one of those, is it?
Into
Out
a
of character. But if the muck hit somewhere hard, is the term called a mukbang?
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
That's actually
I
when
was happy to see one of the joke tribes to be named mukbang, and I'm like, that's a missed opportunity.
Okay, mukbang now exists. Their whole thing is about eating. And like specifically in front of like groups, like their like weird little thing is like they'll sit there and just eat in front of the kids for like hours.
Really loudly.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't need a demonstration.
Okay.
Sorry for the out of character interjection. I couldn't hold it in anymore.
Oh, you are super. Look, love the joke. Always brings light and brevity. You are super great. All right. Like I've said in the past, there's really only one way to assault the fort, built into a mountain face. We do have a couple of ideas, but it kind of depends on how hard. What? So we have a few options. We'll love to hear your input. We can just do a frontal assault, try to carve our way through as a massive group, though I personally think that would be too slow. We have some cannoneers. We could break a smaller entrance into one of the more fortified areas and send a small group in to try and quickly blitz through to get to the prisoners, release them, and then have prisoners and the frontal assault.
What kind of cannons are we talking?
Oh, cannoneers. He points over, and there's these two kind of ogres sitting with like two like actual cannons on either side of them, just holding them.
Hmm.
One of them waves.
I'll wave back.
Yeah.
That gives me a couple of ideas. Post.
Yeah, there's a whole tribe of ogres that were trained on pirate ships that they're used as well, mostly to sink the shit out of them. Just have them jump onto the other ship, point two cannons down, and blow a hole through the middle of it. It's really quite effective.
Is their aim any good?
Cheliax hates it. Ogres are resistant to fire, so you know.
Do we have a rough layout of this fort?
No.
Nothing?
I mean, Taruka Fort. I don't even think Ascus has a layout of it. I don't think they've been allowed in. They trade with this fort, but the third option is to use a stealth force to try and sneak in ahead of time. And stealth to the prisoners before the assault begins. Those are kind of our go-to military tactics that we have.
I think in theory a stealth mission would make a lot of sense. However, because we're going in completely blind and also not quite certain if we have the preparation needed to do something like that, even if we were to do a distraction at the same time.
If we do the stealth mission at night, I can get us in.
I mean, there's plenty of ways to get in under stealth. It's exploring the whole facility under stealth.
May not entirely be necessary.
Go on.
Due to the abilities of myself and my friend, low light and dark conditions are not terribly difficult. Plus, I know roughly what we're looking for. And prisoners are usually kept lower down if this is supposed to be similar to other forts.
You have friends?
Points at the owl.
Does the owl?
You have friends?
Know this?
I don't know. Does the owl have any notions of disagreement?
Regardless,
the owl could speak. It would be like "friends" is not the word I would use, but
Yeah.
Kind of.
Regardless, that's
Explaining
definitely
itself.
Yeah. But there is, I do understand the necessity of knowing where to be and how quickly we need to move.
If we had any form of clairvoyance, this would be a lot easier.
Well, kind of need to have a plan before we start March, just so that if something happens out there, we can just have a journal. This is what we're doing to everybody.
Right.
How quickly can your owl friend survey the land?
fairly quickly, and then, while I cannot yet fully understand her, I can get rough understandings on is it, how dangerous
she-
certain areas are.
Can she understand you?
Perfectly.
Then just yes, no questions. Or can an owl not nod? Hoot once for yes, hoot two for no. I don't know if that was an agreement or a no.
I assume I get the feeling of that was a no.
Perhaps there's also the factor we're ignoring here. Does the owl even want to cooperate with him? Perhaps she's
Or
just
to-
messing with him because she's bored.
Manye, would you be so kind as to assist us in this endeavor?
Well then,
Your assistance is appreciated.
all in favor of stealth?
And
sits
she's
on my-
gone.
Ghost sits on top of the rooftop, look down at you.
You're getting mean mugged from the tree.
I am getting mean mugged.
So we're doing stealth.
Like, stealth would be the safest plan at this point.
I will remind
Well,
everyone,
put the least number of people at risk.
I will say this. If you are doing stealth, you might want to check what your stealths are. And if someone is not good at stealth, might not
I
be a
don't
good
either.
idea. Might not
I
be
can
a
think
good
of one person in
Yeah,
particular who might not want to.
Clank,
Oh, fuck, I'm not trained in
that is
stealth.
I,
God damn
walking
it.
tin can.
Unless you had something
I-
special
you were
added to
saying
those
you
war
said that I
shields
was
you
like-
had made.
But yeah, they're Shadow War shields. He
You-
just
you got a
breaks them and
plan?
he goes invisible.
Like, yeah, what's your plan, Dingus? When I start fucking sounding like a metal pipe dropping on the floor.
And,
So-
and I just read through my skill list. I don't have stealth.
Perhaps
I
a
use my brain. I don't use my body all that much.
perhaps a
It was a-
combination.
hey, guys.
Uh-huh.
Double check that you're good at stealth before you decide to do a stealth mission.
Well,
Because
where's the fun in that?
the amount of times I've had people, let's just stealth into this room, and it was a paladin, a monk, a ranger who succeeded, and a fighter who wasn't stealthy. One of
Sorry,
them,
what was
Ranger was
plan
the
two
only one who
again?
lived to tell
Blow
the
a hole
tale.
in the wall and run in.
Babe, hear me out, right? The person making the plan, a lot of the time, just wants to, come up with a really good plan and then doesn't account for, wait, I'm involved?
He realized. See, you point that out. It's like, well, now looking at the people, you're allowed as shit. You're allowed as shit. You're allowed. What was that second plan again?
So was
Something
that
about blowing
about
a hole in
bursting
the
a
wall.
hole?
So as I've
I don't
been-
think it was in the wall, just in the defenses, where like you basically take out a massive chunk.
oh, go ahead, Chris.
perhaps our best route could be a hybrid of the plans. Use the owl to get a survey of the land, figure out approximately which direction we should blitz to get to the prisoners, and then once we have an approximation of where to go, blow a hole through the wall with the cannoneers and go.
The other thought I had with those cannoneers, as an additional to any of the plans, is if we have any potentially explosive ordnance, if it's built into the mountainside, we could try to fire above it and bring the mountain down on top of it.
It and my
Are you factoring
tribesmen.
in any
We-
nomadic individuals who might live in section?
We do not have the kind of ordinance to bring down now.
Fair.
Like, how big are we
We
Do you
talking
have any
about?
spare gunpowder?
Yeah, like barrel.
You said L barrel?
6.
Oh,
But,
Oh,
120 guys are about to use that to fucking shoot.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I was gonna
Never
say
mind.
6 barrels
And
does not
once
amount in
again-
hell.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
Very well.
Gunpowder isn't like so commonplace. It's good for explosives. I don't know if you know this. Gunpowder isn't really good as a kaboom. It's good for a short shockwave, but it's not really a kaboom. That's a different
Mhm.
form. That's a different thing. It's called TNT.
Which I assume we don't have any.
No.
Nope.
That would
Unless
be,
you had an alchemist.
Well,
even-
hey!
Theirs is low grade explosive.
Okay,
Better than
yeah.
gun.
and
Wrong
once
kind of
again,
dynamite.
I don't think they specialize in that sort of thing.
Well, that just
Regardless,
makes things a little
is-
awkward.
If I may, the mountain or the fortress is built into the mountain, as in it's got a facade coming out of it, or it is literally inside the mountain.
It's sticking like it's not a facade. It's built into, but there is a definite like outer part of
So like half in, half out.
I see. I see. I mean, in that case, it should be easy enough to pinpoint a spot to as kind of a like a bottleneck of sorts. Well, not too easy,
right.
obviously.
Like well,
but...
once we get there, the general plan for us is shoot that direction. Because I mean, there's the biggest problem is we don't know how long they can survive that. So it was mostly surprise them a bit, and then just try to rush in to get the outer part.
Makes sense. Either way, I think the blitz strat of just like rushing in and getting the prisoners and then rushing out might just be our best bet.
One moment. And he goes into the big crowd, and he's bringing this like halfling that's just like swinging. You little fuck, let me down. Holding him by like the scruff of like this like tunic. He just brings him over. So this little guy, quit it. This little guy, is really good with magics. You guys need your bird to be stealthy for the surveillance, right?
Yeah, I mean, she's already pretty good, but any assistance would be appreciated.
You can cast invisibility.
Oh, well, that
Useful.
solves that.
Yeah, you can do it once a day.
On how many people?
One. You think it's super useful? Fucking one.
The bird's on its way. If
Like,
he's just
No, the bird
immediately
hasn't left
cast it.
yet. Bird's up on a tree.
The bird's up on the roof behind you. You guys
'Cause if
are
he just cast
I
it,
mean,
we
in
might want to
theory,
keep
we
in
can, like-
however long it lasts.
Yeah, how long does it last?
10 minutes.
That
How far away is
should
the
work.
fort from here?
Like 5, 6 days.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hold off on that till we get there.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the
The
plan.
once fucking a day.
I cast
Right.
it. Like I thought he said fuck it and just cast it.
No, he didn't
I'm
say fuck
sorry.
it. He was just he's being held, and he's kind of annoyed as shit because Joe's just holding him out like a little kid. He's just like this.
Either way, I think like we can use the owl give it invisibility, have it do reconnaissance, and Bob's your uncle. We now have a semi-okay idea of where the prisoners are.
Do keep in mind, while
Assuming
she
the
can
owl tells the
understand,
truth.
she can understand us. We don't really have an accurate way of understanding her. And as what is your character's name again?
Ragnar.
Lucian? Is it? Yeah.
Lucian
as-
is
Lucian?
Lucian. As Lucian mentioned, Manye does not always agree with me.
Can't you draw pictures?
Is there anyone here who can cast Speak with Animal?
Does that work on familiar?
Yes,
Then
they
I'll.
still count as beasts.
I don't, but
They add the minion trait. That's really all it is.
I can do this, and a small little like illusionary flower appears.
Yeah, I can do similar, but no, it's look over. I'm going to do okay. So how do I communicate this in a form of telepathic emotion?
The bird perfectly understands you. You just only feel empathy towards it. Like you can only get the emotional response.
Yeah, so it's I'm hoping for an emotional response. Can you, Manya? Can you draw?
he can draw a weapon. A
Hey.
wasn't in character because I don't think my character knows about that.
Perhaps we draw a rough
It flies
outline
off.
of the fort and
Oh wait.
scratches it.
About a minute passes and flying back. You feel an intense once the connection because
Reestablishes.
yeah, as soon as it gets in, you feel like an intense annoyance and intent of hurt.
Yeah, never mind. We're not asking the owl to do shit.
What are you going? Okay,
I'm gonna give the emotion
it
of
flies up to you and it throws a rock in your.
ow.
It's
Like
just
I said.
flying, and then it flies down, picks up the rock, and starts like trying to draw in the dirt with the rock, and just like looks at you with its wings out, like as it's doing it with one
I
foot.
mean,
Look,
yeah, okay, that's fair.
Okay.
I mean, I was like, how
And
would
that's
this? How would this absolutely maniacal little shit bird react to being asked to draw? It would go get a rock, throw it in your face to try and get blood on it, and then scrape it in the dirt to show you it's not an artist. What the fuck do you want from it?
I want to turn to the halfling and ask, what other tricks do you know, other than invisibility and pretty flowers?
Hello.
I said the halfling.
Yeah,
He threw his voice.
The,
my voice.
Oh, okay. I thought we were
I
doing
create.
the bird flying
I can
away,
create.
and I was like, what
And
is that
he
thing
creates a 5-foot wall, a 5-foot by 5-foot wall. This is as big as I can make it by illusion, and I can make a sound appear somewhere else,
Who are you?
and I can make something invisible.
all right, well, that's
Oh, and I'm really good at stabbing people. Like he pulls out 2
Okay.
push daggers.
Hey,
I mean,
sorry, suddenly got bit.
I can stab someone. I can stab them. Like
Okay, hold on. Let me think.
Let's wait until we have
So-
monkeys for you to stab them.
Wait, hang on.
I'm going to make
I
a
mean-
fursuit. It's fucking cold.
I'm going to pat him on the back and go, "That's the spirit."
This actually causes him to stop shivering a little bit. He's like, I like the big lizard. It makes me feel safe. He says this out loud, like looking down at the dirt.
We're fighting monkey people, right? That's where we're at. And we're trying to save hostages, but we don't know where the hostages are, and nobody has a map, and we don't know how
So,
big this
if
place
I may,
is.
then, like, if
We
we
could just
don't
have
have
the bird
the
go
ability
look
to know
on its own.
beforehand,
Didn't somebody
if
get
we
a
don't
potion
have the
of
ability to know
invisibility?
beforehand, then can't Munye just lead us there?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Like,
Like,
I feel
you
like
could have
not knowing
Mounier, like,
beforehand is definitely bad, but it's like we still have someone who knows where they are. So realistically, what difference does it make?
I almost had a thought, but then I reread the spell. Because again, I have the ability to share spells with my familiar. I have the spell or the cantrip message. Message does not transcend language barriers. Munye does not have the ability to speak, and I don't speak bird.
Do you have the ability to see through your familiar's eyes?
Not yet.
Ah.
soon.
That's
I picked what we're doing for a very specific reason.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I still think we can.
I'm gonna re-ask my question since it kind of got blended in. Didn't somebody, I think it was Addie, buy a potion of invisibility or have one made by Littlefoot?
Yes.
How long
I don't
would the
remember which of
potion
the
last?
two. Let me double check my inventory. It was whichever one were outside of battle, so it was probably invisibility.
Right.
Because
I'm
the one
pretty
in
sure
battle
that's
just
it.
seemed pointless. So let me
And just
see
so
what.
you know, you left, so you left. No, wait. Why did it look like somebody randomly left when we're all there? Never mind.
My
Nope,
tablet
nope, you're
does
in
that
there.
sometimes.
You're in there. You're in there right now, at least. It looked like somebody left, but I also have Discord in front, so I should probably just pop out, Eric.
So the potion of invisibility. Let's check my description. I don't have any details on it, so I don't know.
That's why I'm asking Eric, because it depends on the level of the caster, right?
I believe that one was an hour.
An hour? Okay, so in theory, if somebody is super confident in their stealth, they could take the invisibility potion and try and find them too. Or Meunier could lead them, but I don't know if Meunier would be able to lead somebody who's invisible. So
not unless it's
What
me.
I was saying before is she could lead the blitzing party. Like, after the reconnaissance, and once the cannons are fired, she could be with the main force going through the encampment or through the fortress.
It's also possible that the owl may like everybody else here slightly a little bit more than her master.
I think she now
Look
likes
over.
you less for calling him.
I look to Meunier and through mental. Which one of them do you like the most? Because it's not me.
I want to close.
Oh, the visual I'm getting from you right now. Oh God!
I can't see. It won't close.
Oh.
Have I been missing something? Like, what do we laugh at when we ask an owl question?
Eric has his camera on.
Oh,
in
okay. My
Discord.
Discord keeps going dark, so that's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's handsome. pantomiming.
He's pantomiming, and it's so funny.
He
'cause
did it for
the
the
owl
half
has
plane,
such
he
an
did it for the
attitude.
owl.
I'm sitting here trying to think of how to convey this on an emotional level.
Oh, there's a razor blade.
I just figure
You
fly to
get,
the
you
person
get
you
the
like the most.
sense, you get the emotion that the owl likes everyone better than you, and that's it.
Look to
As if
everyone.
half expected her to land on
all I
somebody's
know is
shoulder.
who's at the bottom.
But the owl is currently looking at the group.
So all I know is I'm at the bottom, and if she were about 3 feet bigger, she'd probably kill us all.
Well, is there any objections to us being a part of the Blitzing party and Meunier doing reconnaissance and then coming back so she can lead us to where the prisoners are?
All while
I'm fine
being
with a
invisible.
Blitzen party as long as we're not a Donner party.
Yeah, like while she's invisible.
Main
Um,
character Donner.
There you go. Look to Meunier. What are your feelings of being actually invisible?
You get a sinister happiness.
Oh yeah, she likes that plan.
Second question, sir. Is she planning on being of any help while invisible?
You get the sense that while she is aggressive, or I will say this to Merrick, your familiar cannot actively go against it. It can fuck with you, but if you tell it to do something, it will do it to the best of its ability.
I'll be polite about it. I'm gonna be polite for Meunier's sake.
I'll say this: if you aren't like on it, it's going to like you know it's more than willing to fucking threaten you or hurt you.
But it won't actively put us in mortal danger.
No, it won't. It won't go against your general.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, you have a little bit of self. Scraps has a bit of like a self-deprecation. I've realized, which is why Meunier is the way Meunier is. So I'm like, he has a bit of this like self-hate, and Meunier just amplifies that, and it's like, oh, hatred, I get it. Let's go. This bird is 100 hate.
We've already seen the bird kill a monkey.
Yeah. He goes, believe me to my core when I say she will not actively get us killed.
Well, that's good.
I think
if she does, it's because I fuck up.
With that, we're going to move forward. You guys have a general plan.
Yeah.
About 4 days of travel. The groups have been broken up so that if there is a raid, it doesn't. They aren't able to raid like a large part of supplies all at once. And then also, like, if they heat, like, the groups are close enough that you can hear other camps if they start getting raided, but your camp is far enough away that you would have like a 5-minute travel time, so that you're able to assist.
So you can hear if people are in trouble, but so you wouldn't be able to be immediately spotted if, say, a scout located one of the camps.
Correct. That way, you guys can guerrilla ambush them.
Gorilla.
Gorilla.
Monkey puns.
About 5th day, you guys are going to you guys spot a patrol. You can set yourself up how you want to on this map.
Oh, Monkey Patrol? Alright.
Monk patrol. You're gonna beat the fuck out some monkeys.
Monkey!
You guys
Put me in front.
I have no idea what to do. It's been too long. I'm
if
not
you are
ranged.
yeah, you are melee. If you are closer than 30 feet, you will need to make a stealth check.
Alright, then.
I'm gonna
Are
try
Well, I
and
these
guess
trees
set-
that are on the map, are they actual trees?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to be there, and that should be fine.
I'm planning on. Wait, who the fuck is that? Is that Rugnir?
Yeah.
Get the
Eat
fuck
me.
away from me! I'm going over here. Don't you be putting your fucking metal covered ass right next to me.
I didn't realize you were
Actually,
stealthing, I'm
wait a minute.
sorry.
I
You said
literally
stealth
just
check,
said
right?
I'm gonna try and
If
stealth
you were within 30, if you're on 30
of
squares,
anything. Within 30.
Am I?
She has an actual stealth. She has a stealth of 15.
Yeah, that's way more likely than me. My
Plus-
you are within 30.
Plus 15?
She has a plus. The owl has a plus 15 racial.
Yep. Owls are stealthy.
I should be 30.
Wow, okay.
Yes, you are outside 30.
Who the fuck needs a stealth
are
party?
you
She
using the
is
same
the stealth
measurement?
party.
Now I just need to see
Wait,
what
are
my
you using the same measurement as 2E?
This is it's the same. It's yeah.
Okay. You fixed that.
Yes, I did.
I might
Are
have
you-
fat fingered. Did stealth hit or did it hit survival?
that
You
was
did
stealth.
hit
It
stealth.
hits stealth.
Now I'm going to say
Oh, I
this,
gotta roll
picking
now?
this up now. So you guys don't. I'll hold Addie's stealth check for this, but we will roll stealth and initiative now.
Okay, so together.
Next week.
Can you?
Next
Ow.
week.
Next. So I'm going to go ahead and say I forgot to do this at the start. So 3 hero points to everyone except Suzanne, who gets 2 because she already put the one in I meant to give at the start.
Where the hell do I have hero points?
I have it
Probably
under
notes.
notes.
Mine
Where-
a note.
Okay, so that gives me. Oh wow, I have a lot of hero points to use.
Remember, they carry over. You don't have to burn them.
Correct.
Right.
No, but if
They've
you,
got-
And then
people are
Suzanne.
trying- Yeah.
An additional thing for your natural 20. I didn't want to deal with it then. I'll deal with it now.
Oh,
You can no longer roll below a 10 on anything you are familiar with for knowledge local.
don't know what that means, but I'll put it in a note and bring
Right.
it
It's
up.
the
at
opposite of
end.
the untrained effect.
Correct. Basically, if I think your character has familiarity with something, if you are trying, I wouldn't even say just local. All knowledges. If you have familiarity with it, you can't get below a 10.
So your
Okay.
2 automatically becomes a 10.
Okay.
Right.
Can't
Ah,
roll lower than a 10 on any knowledge check if I am familiar
familiar.
with the topic.
Familiar
the-
with. If you,
I'm gonna
in
call
this
that
campaign,
good
if you have specifically gathered that knowledge, then you can.
Okay, well, hopefully my character knows better than me because I don't remember what I've even gathered in this command.
I remember because I'm crazy. Hey.
So, I'm
Alright,
gonna add that to. I really I really wish I could just say all knowledges without adding it to all skill checks. No.
Right. So, Harry,
Yeah.
how'd you like the game? Pros and cons.
I thought definitely it's a new type of strategic thing for me, like this type of war rooming, which is nice. However, I will say, I will say most of my issues come down to me having a really fucking high latency, which will carry over into next week. So I apologize in advance.
That's a con, but not one I can. I totally get it though. I did try my best to. When I noticed people were talking over each other, if someone stopped, I would make sure that I circle back to them. I know I missed Addie once on that, and I do apologize. I'm trying. Addie, pros, cons. Adeline.
Addie muted. Eddie's gone.